Hello and welcome to Herald TV News Bulletin with me, Orina. While Goa observes the World Environment Day themed No to Plastics, the ban on single-use plastics remains only on paper. Water bodies, markets, street sites are filled with plastic, which is ultimately making it to either landfills or the sea. While there are crusaders against single-use plastic working to solve the problem, the government action is too little or too less. Have a look at this special report.
Goa state is observing the World Environment Day themed around saying no to plastics. Goa was the first state to impose a ban on plastic below 40 microns, but not the first state to implement it in letter and spirit. When Herald TV went to the market to do a reality check, plastic bags were seen being given to the customers who came to the market to buy fruits and vegetables. These bags are ultimately making their way to roadsides and into the rivers, water bodies, or oceans carried by rainwaters.
World Environment Day, as long as I understand from young, that government, all the heads of states are concerned about our environment, our upkeeping of our environment, which is very neglectful. So they want World Environment Day to enlighten the people to take care of the world, not to utilize, not to cut the trees unnecessarily, not to throw litter anywhere, to be more sober in disposing of their excess things, not just throw on the road and go home.
Okay, so is World Environment Day only for single use of plastic or some other purpose?
No, plastic is the main thing. Other purpose also it is not to.
Thankfully, village level organizations and firms like We Recycle, run by Clinton Vaz, have taken it up to themselves to treat garbage coming from almost 45,000 homes. Listen in.
So Goa generates around somewhere between 500 to 800 tons of waste every day. A third of this quantity is plastic by volume. Now this has to be managed, especially because we are a coastal state. All this waste, if untreated, would go either to some water body like a river and ultimately get into the sea. We don't want marine pollution. We don't want our environment to be polluted. This is where we come in. We Recycle manages waste from around 45,000 homes. And what we do is we ensure that all these homes provide well segregated waste. This waste is then recycled at our units, and we divert whatever plastic is recyclable to reuse. Of course, there's a lot of waste that doesn't get processed. Low value plastics, multi-layer plastics, these are problem waste. And this is a huge cost to dispose. Now just leaving aside, just us alone, the entire state generates 1,000 tons every month of this type of waste, which we have to then send out of the state for disposal, a very costly affair. 1,000 tons is 1,000 into 1,000 kilos. That's a lot of plastic. And this waste is coming from single-use plastics like your Swiggy, your Zomato packaging, your Amazon packages, and all this has just increased since the pandemic. We need to really reduce the waste we produce. The government is doing its best to manage its waste through panchayat collection programs, roadside cleaning, beach cleaning. Now of course the government needs to do much more, and the stakeholders that manufacture plastics, they need to put in their efforts to make sure that the products they make are also easy to recycle. But what you can do is reduce your own carbon and plastic footprint. Try and reduce the amount of plastic packaging that you're bringing into your house. Let us reduce the waste. I know I work with recycling, but recycling is not the solution. So on this Environment Day, let's all pledge to reduce the amount of plastic we produce in Goa.
In observance of World Environment Day, the Vivekanand Environment Awareness Brigade and Keri Biodiversity Committee in Keri Satari organized a cleanliness drive along the banks of the Made River. The members collected numerous alcohol bottles and plastic waste that have been recklessly discarded, ruining the river banks. Additionally, a significant amount of garbage was collected within the Made Wildlife Sanctuary. Aligning with this year's theme, Beat the Plastic Pollution, the group aimed to address the persistent issue of plastic waste left behind by picnickers. In commemoration of World Environment Day, Devruk Samstha Mandre and Vidya Prabodhini School Porvari came together to organize a tree plantation drive on the Mandre Plateau.
Goa generates almost 500 to 800 tons of waste in a day. A third of this garbage is plastic. A significant quantity of this waste is being dumped in the open. Huge quantities of low-value plastics are not being treated, which ends up in polluting the environment. Until the government takes strict and necessary steps to avoid plastic pollution, observing World Environment Day will look like a meaningless exercise. Bureau Report, Herald TV.
Goa Foundation has decided to challenge the Amendment 17(2) to the Goa Land Development and Building Construction Act and warned the government to stop the violations by altering laws. Representatives of various organizations briefed the media after inaugurating the new Citizen Support Hub in Panjim by Goa Foundation on the occasion of World Environment Day. The Citizen Support Hub has been initiated in public interest, offering basic facilities including use of office space and internet to people and organizations presently involved in campaigns and other public movements that have arisen as a response to the environmental distress that Goa is presently undergoing.
Goa Foundation has decided to challenge the Amendment 17, subsection 2 to the Goa Land Development and Building Construction Act and warned the government to stop violations by altering laws. Representatives of various organizations briefed the media after inaugurating the new Citizens Support Hub in Pancham by Goa Foundation on the occasion of World Environment Day. The Citizen Support Hub has been initiated in public interest, offering basic facilities including use of office space and internet to people and organizations presently involved in campaigns and other public movements that have arisen as a response to the environmental distress that Goa is presently undergoing.
The 17(2) amendment which has been made, there is a legal challenge that will be given, and we are demanding that just one thing, as we said, if any changes have to be made, it has to be made through the regional plan process, and that has to be a participatory process. For the last so many years we are saying it has to be participatory as per the 73rd and 74th amendment. So this time, if the plan has to be revised, you ensure that there is a participatory process, all the data be collected, all the studies be done. After that, so many changes in the law has come because of climate change. There have been climate stresses, sustainable development issues. So all these have to be taken into consideration and the process has to begin. And if the government continues to violate the law and destroy Goa, you can, if you stand across, you will see at the Beti hill is completely denuded, and this is going to happen hill after hill after hill. So the need has come to protect Goa, to save Goa, and today the groups have come together, as we said, to give notice to the government to stop this violation. Otherwise the people will take their movement to get it done, to protect Goa.
आनी तशें ना जावचे खातीर गोंयकारांनी रस्त्यार येवपाचो टायम आयला आनी आमी गव्हर्मेंटाकूय मॅसेज धाडटा सगळ्याच गोंयकारांक डू नॉट अंडरएस्टिमेट गोंयकार्स. यू कॅन फूल सम ऑफ आवर गोंयकार्स ऑल द टायम, बट यू कॅनॉट फूल ऑल द गोंयकार्स ऑल द टायम. इनफ इज इनफ. गोंयकारांचो चडूय वदमास करचो न्हय. जरूय तर एक फावट गोंयकार रस्त्यार आयले जाल्यार गोंयांत उजो पेट्टलो आनी गोंयकारांक प्रोवोक करपाक गव्हर्मेंट जबाबदार आसतलो. ही शिटकावणी आमी गव्हर्मेंटाक दिता. थँक्यू.
Devendra Kankar for Herald TV.
Mission Political Reservation for Scheduled Tribes of Goa has urged the Chief Minister, Dr. Pramod Sawant, to issue the notification for delimitation to facilitation reservation of ST seats. While thanking the CM for clearing the proposal which was pending before him since the last 3 months, the organization has reminded that the ball is now in the court of the central government and they would render all help to make the reservation into a reality.
Mission Political Reservation for Scheduled Tribes of Goa has urged Chief Minister Pramod Sawant to issue the notification for delimitation to facilitate the reservation of ST seats. While thanking the Chief Minister for clearing the proposal, which was pending before him for 3 months, the organization has reminded that the ball is now in the court of the central government and that they would render all the help to make the reservation a reality.
बरी गोष्ट घडलेली आसा तुमकां सगळ्यांक खबर आसा की आमी आमचो जो डिमांड आसलो तो 2024च्या लोकसभा इलेक्शनाच्या पयलीं आमकां हे रिजर्वेशन मेळचें म्हणून. आता गोष्ट इतकी बरी घडलेली आसा आणि सरकार म्हणटाले की 2027 पर्यंत आमी दितले म्हणजे दितलेच, परंतु हो प्रोसेस जो आसा आता एक दुदान साखर पडल्या सारखी जाल्ली आसा. हांव इतकेच CMA कडेन आनी गव्हर्मेंटा कडेन मागता की जाता तितक्या बेगीन आता जर डिलिमिटेशन मागोवपाचो प्रयत्न केलो आनी हे डिलिमिटेशन कमिटी जी आसा आमकां कितके सीट दिवपाचे ते ठरलेले आसा 4 सीट म्हणून आनी खंयचे जे सीट दिवपाक जाय हे डिलिमिटेशन कमिटी ठरयतले. तेन्ना आमी सरकारा कडेन मागता, CMA कडेन मागता की म्हाका दिसता तुमी जे पळय आमी जो डिमांड करता 2024 पयलीं आमचे हे जावचें म्हणून.
जो जानेवारी 2023 जेन्ना गोंयांत आयिल्लो तेजे पयलींच आमचे मिशन पॉलिटिकल रिजर्वेशन ताका जे फिडबॅक दिवपाक आसले पॉलिटिकल रिजर्वेशनाचे आनी जो आमचो पेंडींग हो एक डिमांड आसलो तो पयलींच तांकां आमी तांकां रिप्रेजेंटेशन दिवन तांकां हे बद्दल आमी ताका ऑलरेडी सांगलेलें. आनी तेजे नंतर जेन्ना तो गोंयांत आयलो तेन्ना तांणी ज्यो कन्सर्न ऑथॉरिटी आसा डायरेक्टर ऑफ ट्रायबल वेलफेअर आनी बाकीचे ऑथॉरिटीज आसा त्यांनी डायरेक्ट तेन्ना तांकां विचारलें आनी तांकां डायरेक्शन दिल्लें की तुमी जाता तितल्या बेगीन स्टेट गव्हर्मेंटा कडल्यान हें प्रपोजल सेंट्रल गव्हर्मेंटाक धाडचें आनी त्या प्रमाणे हें प्रपोजल गेल्लें आसा. आनी तेन्ना आमी किरीट सोलंकी हांकांय देवपाचें म्हणटा तेंचे कडेन आमचे ऑलरेडी 2 मिटींग जाल्ले आसा. आमी जेन्ना दिल्ली गेल्ले तेन्नाय आमचे तेजे कडेन मिटींग जाल्लें आसा आनी कंटिन्यूअस आमचो तेजे कडेन फॉलोअपय चालू आसा.
Devendra Gaonkar for Herald TV.
After a 2-month summer break, schools in Goa reopened on Monday. The school campuses across the states buzzed with excitement as students, teachers and parents returned to start the new academic term. To mark the special occasion, schools created a festive atmosphere by welcoming students with flowers and sweets. The students were delighted to be back in the classroom after 2 years of predominantly online classes. While schools reported moderate attendance, the overall atmosphere showed positivity and eagerness across schools in Kujira, Panjim, Arambol, Morji and Marcel.
After a 2-month summer break, schools in Goa reopened on Monday. The school campuses across the state buzzed with excitement as students, teachers and parents returned to start the new academic term. To mark the special occasion, schools created a festive atmosphere by welcoming students with flowers and sweets. While schools reported moderate attendance, the overall atmosphere showcased positivity across schools in Kujira, Panjim, Arambol, Morjim and Marcel.
Today we have started with a new academic year and it was a great day because we have a very good attendance today. Most of the students are present. आज सकाळी काही भुरग्यांचे स्वागत केलें आसा. सरस्वती भुरग्यांनी फुलां अर्पण केली, ओवाळणी केली आणि आज किती PTA आसा पालक शिक्षक संघ they have felicitated all the teachers for 100% result 17th time. This was our 17th year of result. It was not just a 100% result, it was a qualitative result. आणि एक गजाल पेरंटांनी केली म्हणजे they have felicitated teachers by giving flower हे सगळ्यांक झाडां दिल्या. आज वर्ल्ड एनवायरमेंट डे आसा आनी वर्ल्ड एनवायरमेंटचो संदेश भुरग्यांकूय पावपाक जाय, टिचरांकूय पावपाक जाय. सगळे सगळे शिक्षकांचो PTAन आज तसो सत्कार केलो. आनी एक गजाल आसा म्हणजे भुरग्यांनी कांय बाकी नाही केली आनी भुरग्यांनी they have committed themselves. They will perform well, they will assist together, they will work in cooperation. So ह्यो ज्यो सगळ्यो गजाली स्कुलांत जावपाक जाय त्यो सगळ्यो भुरग्यांनीच त्या भुरग्यांक बाकीचे सिनियर भुरग्यांनी ज्युनियर भुरग्यांचे वेलकम केलें. आनी एक गजाल सामकी बरी ह्या वर्सा म्हणजे पयलीं प्लॅनिंग केल्ली आमच्या सगळ्या इन्स्टिट्यूटांची मिटींग जाल्ली आनी आमी ट्रॅफीक जें कंजेशन गुजरात जातालें तें ह्या वर्सा कमी जालें, कम्पेरेटिवली कमी जालें. 100% हें जालां की ना पूण जातलें 1-2 दिसां भितर खूब बरें सुरळीत जातलें. पूण सगळ्या पालकांचे म्हणजे गुजिरा कॉम्प्लेक्सांत जे भुरगीं शिकताले सगळ्या पालकांचे आमी ह्या हेतूंतल्यान धन्यवाद दिवंक सोदता की दे हॅव कोऑपरेटेड विथ द स्कूल्स एंड दे हॅव followed the traffic plan which was circulated to them, and that's why we could have a very good day today. So once again I wish all the best to all the student community in Goa. कारण हे एक नवीन academic year आसा. We are starting with the national education policy आणि सगळ्या हेतूंतल्यान नवीन उर्जा घेवन आज जे सगळे भुरगे येयले तांकां सगळ्यांक शुभेच्छा व्यक्त करता. सगळ्या शिक्षक कम्युनिटीकूय हांव शुभेच्छा व्यक्त करता.
आमची सगळी पूर्व तयारी केलेली असता म्हणून आम्ही आयज 5 जुनाक 11वी आणि 12वी दोन्ही विद्यार्थ्यांक आम्ही सांगलेले आसा की आयच्यान आमची स्कूल स्टार्ट जाता. दुसरी गोष्ट म्हणजे एकंदरीत आमचो रिजल्ट पयलो फाटल्या वर्सा जाल्यार त्या रिजल्टान क्वॉलिटी खूब आसा आनी त्या क्वॉलिटीक आमी म्हत्व दिल्या कारणान आमकां तो रिजल्ट असो हाडपाक आमकां शक्य जालें. अंदूच्या वर्साय आमचे ऑलरेडी 12वीचे थोडे एक्स्ट्रा क्लास घेवन पोर्शन चालू केल्ले आसा. त्याच बरोबर आतां 11वी जर आयज सुरू केले जाल्यार आमकां तांकां टायम दिवपाक मेळटलो, तांकां गायडन्स दिवपाक मेळटलें. त्याच बरोबर जी येणारी जी फर्स्ट मिड टर्म एग्जाम किंवा फर्स्ट फॉर्मेटिव्ह एग्जाम हेजी तांकां योग्य पद्दतीन ट्रेनिंग दिवन तेंचे कडल्यान तें काम बऱ्या रितीन करून घेवंक मेळटलें. त्याच बरोबर आमी दर वर्सा आमी पयलींच आमचो प्लॅन तयार करता. जे कमिटीज आसता ते कमिटीचे सगळ्यांचे डिस्ट्रिब्युशन जाल्लें आसता, क्लास टिचरांचे डिस्ट्रिब्युशन जाल्लें आसता, वर्कलोड डिस्ट्रिब्युशन जाल्लो आसता, टायम टेबल आयच्या दिसा आमचो रेडी आसा. तर आमकां अशें दिसता की आमी जर पूर्व तयारी करून इतलें जर करता जाल्यार आमी त्याच टायमार सुरू करप हेच योग्य जातलें.
एनरोलमेंट आमचो सद्या बरो आसा. बाकीच्या स्कुलां परस आमच्या स्कुलान म्हाका दिसता अरावंड 80% आमचें एनरोलमेंट जाला. सो आय एम व्हेरी हॅपी अँड वी आर ट्रायिंग आवर बेस्ट to give our student best.
What about the 5th standard student? What about the 5th standard enrollment?
5th standard we have around 96 students right now.
Okay.
And we are expecting more still.
Okay. How many students at present in your school?
At present we have around 800 students.
800.
And we are hoping the number will increase.
So primary school is also there, no?
Yes, primary school is there.
Primary, also high school.
Yes.
So at what time your school starts?
It starts at 7:50 a.m.
7:50 to?
7:50 to 1:50 a.m. 7:50 to 1:50 p.m.
What is the this year's result?
This year's is 92.19%. And we have around 128 students. Out of that 118 passed. We got 41 distinctions, 46 first class and around 30 second class.
So highest one?
Highest one is 96.5%.
तुझें नाव कितें? मयांक. तुवें हॉलिडेन कितें केलें? मजा केल्या. तुमकां स्कूल आवडटा का घरा कडेन आवडटा? बाय नाव कितें तुजें? आद्या. हॉलिडेन कितें केलें तुवें? मज्जा केलें. आनी क्लासीक बी खंय गेल्ले? कसले क्लासीक वता तूं? आतां कितल्यान तूं? सेकंडान तूं. तुजें नाव कितें? श्रीशा. तुवें कितें केलें हॉलिडेन?
मामागेर रावपाक गेले 4 दीस, मावशेगेर रावपाक गेले 4 दीस हांवें डान्स क्लासीक गेले.
आनी अभ्यास केलो?
Prasad Boji, Sagun Gaude and Vinod Mehtar for Herald TV.
As schools reopen and the government prepares to implement the National Education Policy (NEP), several schools in rural Goa, particularly in talukas like Kepe and Perne, continue to face challenging conditions. Balwadis and Anganwadis operating in rental premises with minimal facilities are struggling to meet the basic needs of students. Anganwadis and high schools in rural talukas of Goa are in need of urgent repairs and upgradation. However, the bureaucratic red tape has prevented the works from beginning, leaving the school in bad condition for yet another academic year.
As schools reopen and the government plans to implement the new education policy at foundation level, some schools in rural Goa like Kepe and Perne remain in precarious conditions. Balwadis and Anganwadis are operating in rental premises with bare minimum facilities for the students. Have a look at this Anganwadi from Kepe. Along with repairs, the Anganwadi is in need of upgrade and moreover a permanent premises in the village. Now have a look at the school in Padi Kepe. 200 students study in this school who come from far-off distances to gain education. The tender for the repair work of the school has already been floated, but the work never started on time. These and many other schools in the rural areas are in need of urgent repairs. As government plans to implement the new education policy, emphasis needs to be placed on upgrading existing education infrastructure. Bureau Report, Herald TV.
In response to the ongoing water crisis faced by residents of Ponda, the locals have called upon the authorities to take immediate action by establishing an additional water tank. Currently, the existing water tank located at St. Mary's High School is unable to meet the growing demand, resulting in limited water supply and low pressure in tap water. The water crisis in Ponda has persisted for the past 3 days as water bodies and dams across Goa have dried up. The water shortage has also affected the neighbouring areas after the Mysel Dam reached its lowest level.
In response to the ongoing water crisis faced by the residents of Ponda, the locals have called upon the authorities to take immediate action by establishing an additional water tank. Currently, the existing water tank located at St. Mary's High School is unable to meet the growing demand, resulting in limited water supply and low pressure in tap water. The crisis in Ponda has persisted for the past 3 days as water bodies and dams across Goa have dried up. The water shortage has also affected the neighbouring areas after the Mysel Dam reached its lowest level.
फाटल्या 2-4 दीस जाले फोंड्यान आमकां पाण्याची समस्या वाडल्या. कोणाकूच उदक सारकें येना आनी उदक मेन म्हटल्यार ताका प्रेशरूच ना उदकाक, उदक खंयच्याच वयर चडना लोकांक. तर इतलीं वर्सां जालीं आमचे तूं फोंड्या ही सेंट मेरी आहा ताजे वयर एक टाकी आसा उदकाची. जवळ जवळ ताजी म्हाका दिसता कॅपॅसिटी 40,000 to 60,000 आसतली. पण इतल्या वर्सान अजून पर्यंत आनी एक टाकी हांगा वाडोवपाची कोणेच दक्षता घेतली ना, कोणेच लक्ष घातलें ना. आमचे जे राजकारणी आहा ते आपल्या पुताचे फुडलें चिंतता, फ्युचर चिंतता. तांकां चेअरमॅन करचे, तांकां फुडलो आमदार करचो. फाल्यां इलेक्शन आयली, इलेक्शन पयलीं तयारी आसता की बूथ प्रेसिडेंट कसो करचो, बूथ कसो वाडोवचो, मेंबर वाडोवचे. पूण आमकां सामान्य लोकां खातीर उदकाचे हेजो परिणाम आमकां फुडें फुडें भोगचो पडटलो. आज म्हादय बंद जाल्लें आसा, म्हादयचें उदक बंद जाल्लें आसा. आज सगळे डॅम सुकात आयिल्ले आसा आनी आमचें उदक हें पंपाचें उदक डायवर्ट केलां. जो नवो वाल बसयला शिरोडा ताका डायवर्ट केल्ल्यान आमकां हे हाल जाल्ले आसा आनी आमकां हांगा उदक पावना. हांगा आमकां सेंट मेरीचें इनलेट आसा तें एक इनलेट आसा आनी तें 7 वाल्व आसा. तुमी चिंतपा जाय की एक इनलेट आनी 7 वाल्व म्हणजे कितले लोकांक एका बरोबर तें उदक झप्प करून सोंपता. सांजचे 3 उदक सोडटा, रातचे 5 म्हणल्यार उदक सगळें सोंपता आनी परत रातचे 2-3 उदक येता. तेन्ना लोकांचे हाल हांगा अशें जाल्ले आसा की उदक ना. आज धुवपाक सुद्दां लोकांक उदक ना अशी परिस्थिती जाल्ली आसा. तेन्ना म्हजी मागणी आशिल्ली इरिगेशन मिनिस्टरा कडेन, सीएमा कडेन आनी लास्ट आमच्या फोंडेच्या आमदारा कडेन की आमकां ह्या एरिये खातीर जो सिल्वानगर, जफील नगर, जयसीनगर ही एरिया आसा हाज्या खातीर आनी एक वॉटर टँक जाय आशिल्लो. इतलेच कॅपॅसिटीचो आनी एक जाय आशिल्लो. कारण जर जायना जाल्यार उदकाचे फुडें फुडें हाल जायत रावतले. आमकां फ्युचराचे फुडले 25 वर्सांचे चिंतपा जाय. तेन्ना जर चिंततले जाल्यार आनी एक हांगा टाकी जाय. फाटले 4 वर्सां पयलीं हांगा एका टाकयेचें उद्घाटन फाटल्या पिरियड मिनिस्टरान केल्लें. काजूच्यो बर्फ्यो दिल्ल्यो पूण ती टाकी म्हाका अजून हांगा दिसना. ती टाकीच ना. ती टाकी खंय गेली म्हाका खबर ना. उद्घाटन जालें, मंत्री गेले घराक आनी अजून पर्यंत ही टाकी परत ना. तेन्ना जर फुडें नियोजन जातलें उदकाचें, हे त्रास जातले आमकां मुक्त करतलो जाल्यार जाता तितले बेगीन हांगा आनी एक टाकी जाय.
Bureau Report, Herald TV.
Tension flared up during the Chimbel Gram Sabha meeting as members expressed anger after a builder obstructed the road to the crematorium at Shirin Gaon Lebat in Chimbel. Locals alleged the builder had obtained approvals for plot development, but government authorities, including the TCP, overlooked illegalities. The approved plan failed to include crucial elements like the village crematorium area, approach road, open spaces and existing trees. The Panchayat allegedly issued an NOC without conducting a ground inspection.
The village Gram Sabha members decided and moved a resolution unanimously demanding to revoke the NOC issued by the Panchayat to the builder. Gram Sabha members demanded that the Panchayat should immediately act in the interest of the village and produce the action taken report before the next Gram Sabha that is scheduled to take place in July.
56/1 आसा आणि जे डेव्हलप चलता ते 57/2 आसा म्हणजे डिफरंट आसा पूण अवेअरनेस कितें जालें लोकांक मदीं प्रचार कसो जालो की सरपंचान मसोंड विकली की तुमची मोसोंडी खंय थंयपाची ना ही मोसोंडी थंयच आसतली आणि रोडूय कोण कांय ब्लॉक बीन करपाचो ना म्हणून हे हांवें तांकां आश्वासन दिलें आसा आणि आश्वासन थंय आसा की आश्वासन दिवपाचें ना हें कितें रॉंग आहा की 56/1 आणि 57/2 हो डिफरंट सर्वे नंबर आसा मोसोंड दुसऱ्या कडेन पडटा आणि हे डेव्हलपमेंट दुसऱ्या कडेन पडटा.
Prasad Ponchi for Herald TV.
Giri Sarpanch Sunny Nanodkar has been granted interim bail by the Sessions Court, Mapsa. He was booked for allegedly raping a 21-year-old girl on the pretext of marrying her. Nanodkar had moved an anticipatory bail application before the District and Sessions Court after he was booked under Sections 376, 506(2) and 420 of the Indian Penal Code.
Giri Sarpanch Sunny Nanodkar has been granted interim bail by the Sessions Court, Mapsa. He was booked for allegedly raping a 21-year-old girl on the pretext of marrying her. Nanodkar had moved an anticipatory bail application before the District and Sessions Court after he was booked under Section 376, 506, subsection 2 and 420 of the IPC.
सनी नानोडकर 370 एक बेल आसली कितें जालें रिजल्ट
आयज कोर्टान इंटरीम प्रोटेक्शन दिला तेका आनी सांगला पुलीस इन्व्हेस्टिगेशनान कॉपरेट करूं आनी इन बिटवीन जर आतां ते अरेस्ट करीत इंटरीम प्रोटेक्शन दिल्ल्या टायमार जाल्यार 50,000चे शुअर्टी आनी पर्सनल बॉन्ड दिवन तेका रिलीज करचो म्हणून सांगला आनी तेका सांगला कॉपरेट कर इन्व्हेस्टिगेशनाक आयो आपयता तेन्ना वच आनी हजरी लाय आनी इन्व्हेस्टिगेशनाक कॉपरेट कर म्हणून सांगला.
म्हणजे सध्या बेल ग्रांट केल्या
सध्या इंटरीम बेल दिले आणि विक्टिमांक नोटीस काढल्या विक्टिमाची से घेतली कोर्ट इन व्यू ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजमेंट आणि मागीर मेरिटाचेर आर्ग्युमेंट करून मेरिटाचेर डिसायड करतली कितें तें.
थँक्यू.
Bureau Report, Herald TV.
That's all we have in today's news bulletin. Thanks for watching Herald TV News. For more news and alerts, please follow us on Heraldo on Facebook and Twitter. Take care and goodbye.